Hey traders, Mike Sir here. Welcome to my series where I help you with the mental side of trading. All right, today what we are going to talk about is what are the things that you need to consider or before you make your first trade or in some sense before you start trading. Especially for the guys who are or the guys and girls are the ones that have not traded before. What are the things that you need to do before you actually start trading and make your first trade? So if you are one of those people, definitely uh, keep watching, and these are some of the things that will be very, very important to you, especially as you start your trading journey. Now, for those who have been trading for a while, this would be a good reminder for things where before you really dive in and really get really into trading, these are things that you need to consider. All right, before we get started, here's a disclaimer. Please consult your financial advisor before consulting or before making trading decisions. All right. So, what are the things that you need to do before you start trading? What I'm going to do is I'm going to list 5 things that you should definitely do before you start trading. And the first one is, most importantly, get educated. Okay. Meaning acquire knowledge. So before you play this, what we call the financial markets game or the stock market game, make sure that you know the rules of the game. Make sure you know how the markets work. Make sure you know how to read the charts. Make sure you know how to analyze companies, specific assets, know how certain trading instruments work, know risk management, etc., etc. Basically, get yourself educated through knowing what the rules of the game are. Because if you don't know what the rules of the game is and don't know how to play the game, then how are you going to succeed? Are you just going to wing it? Are you just going to gamble your money away? And this is one of the things that most people think, that the financial markets is gambling because you are betting on luck. Now, because you are essentially, when you buy or sell something, you are trying to determine the whether the price of the asset that you're buying will go up or whether it will go down. You are trying to rely on luck. Now, if you have a foundational knowledge wise and know how to read, let's just say a chart, something has very simple is you look at a chart and the price is heading lower. The price momentum is increasing to the downside, and if you don't know that and you buy, again, that's the that's the result of you not having that lack of knowledge, being able to interpret that. Now, if you know how to interpret a chart, not saying that you have lots of experience just yet, but you know how to interpret a chart, and you see this type of scenario where you look at a chart and it's going this way, well, maybe before you buy, wait for it to stabilize, start going up before you get in. Okay, so what I would suggest is, in terms of acquiring knowledge, get educated. You can again get a lot of free access to lots of content here on YouTube. You can read books, you can take courses, you can work with mentors just like myself. Just basically get yourself educated in a way where you at least have a foundational knowledge of how the markets work. Again, not saying you need to know everything before you get started, but at least form a foundation that at least, hey, you know how to read a chart, you know how to interpret news, you know how to analyze a specific company, and you know how the rules, maybe perhaps even as simple as knowing how to utilize the brokerage platform, the type of orders that you enter in, the risk management, things that will help you determine or make a decision whether the asset that you're going to buy will go up or go down. Okay, so very simple. Make sure that you get educated and gain a sense of foundational knowledge. Okay, second thing of all is know your goals. Okay, know your financial goals. Know what you are trying to get out of trading. Now, what does that mean? Well, you are starting this trading journey. And of course, you want to make money, right? You want to increase your capital, you want to grow your portfolio, you want to be able to generate, let's just say, some side income or some side money, or you want to steadily grow your wealth. Know what that is. If you don't know, you just say, I want to make money. Well, I can tell you in terms of trading the financial markets or so many markets all around the world that you can make money in any way. Okay. There is so many different ways to be able to acquire wealth or even income through trading. Are you looking to steadily grow your portfolio? Okay, if you are, then put yourself in a scenario where you are steadily growing that portfolio. Again, not taking huge risks, but essentially slowly, steadily growing your portfolio. Now, if it's you want to hit the home run, you want to turn small amounts of money to big amounts of money, okay, that's your financial goal. Well, you're not going to do it by investing in Microsoft. You're not going to through buying the shares of Microsoft. You're not going to be able to get filthy rich by buying a large cap stock that steadily goes up in value. Okay, so if you want to be able to make a lot of money, a few things is you buy more speculative, right? Because if you have small amounts of capital and you want to grow to big amounts, you obviously have to be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more risky, or you utilize specific types of trading instruments that are derivatives that will give you much greater buying power. Okay. The worst case scenario that I've seen a lot of people do is they want to make a lot of money, but then yet they're not putting themselves in the position to do that. And therefore, they basically forget all the rules and they just basically try to put all their money into one penny stock and then they lose all their money and then the trading career is over. Okay. So know what your financial goals are, know what your objective is. Is it to generate, just some side income, just a little bit, right? Some, side income to help with your monthly expenses. Or again, is it to make a lot of money, or is it to, again, grow your wealth over time? And by knowing that, you will be able to know, well, what type of style that will fit you to be able to accomplish those goals. Okay, third thing, in order for you or before you start trading, you need to have a trading plan. So think of it as trading like a business. If you start a business and you don't have a plan, you don't know what you're going to be selling, you don't know, what products you're going to be promoting, you don't know what your marketing plan is, you don't know how, employees, you don't know what market you're trying to target, you don't know anything, you're just winging it. Well, what are the chances of you succeeding in that business? Very, very low. Same thing in trading. You don't know what you're going to be specializing in terms of trading. You play penny stocks, you play options, you play currencies, you play crypto. You're just basically trying to figure out, hey, what's going up? I just go in there. Or hey, what's this type of strategy? Oh, I should use fundamentals for this strategy. Looking for undervalued companies, or suddenly going into more momentum trading, or you're suddenly going to scalping, and you're suddenly doing penny stocks, or you're suddenly going into speculating in meme coins or meme stocks. I mean, you're all over the place. So if you don't have a plan, you're just basically winging it. And I can tell you, if you try to wing it, yeah, sometimes you may get lucky, especially in the past month after the US election. You can pretty much buy any type of crypto coin, the majority of it, and they've all gone up. And you think to yourself, I'm a genius, right? Because I was able to capture that. Well, if you didn't plan for that, or you just basically trying to hop on, it could have gone against you, right? So the key aspect is you are treating trading as your business. If you treat trading as your business, you gotta be well prepared. What's your expertise in trading, right? what is your specialization? What is your risk management strategy if you're wrong? What type of capital are you playing with, and how are you allocating that capital? What you know what are some of the areas that you see opportunities in? Like, you prepare well in advance so that you know that when the opportunity does appear and the thing that you had planned for, then you are able to capture those opportunities. So that's what I meant by having what we call a trading plan, or a business plan for your trading business. All right, the next thing. Before you start trading, you've learned lots of strategies. You've been watching videos. You maybe perhaps learning from people like myself, or taking courses. Whatever strategy that you are learning. Before you apply these strategies, test it out first, right? Use a demo account or play with smaller amount of capital, and test to see, hey, does this strategy work for you? Does this strategy work in the existing market environment? Does this strategy work well in trending markets? Does this strategy work in non-trending? Does this strategy work for sideways market or momentum-driven markets or whatever? Test your strategies, do some back testing, test to see how profitable this type of strategy is before you actually trade with your real money. Or even if you're trading with your real money, trade with small amounts so that you can test it to see whether you feel comfortable trading it. Because the worst case scenario, many people so excited, okay, they learned something, they've taken some courses, or they let me find another strategy. Well, you don't give yourself enough time, or you don't look at to see whether maybe that strategy doesn't fit this type of market condition, right? So you kind of have to know, well, what is it that the strategy works well in what type of market condition, and then you can apply that strategy that fits a specific market environment. All right, next one that we are going to talk about, okay, is stability. Okay, I cannot emphasize this enough. Okay, this is a scenario where you have stability in your life. Okay, whether it could be financial stability. If you are trading in a scenario where you need to make money from trading, and this is the main source of you generating income or generating wealth, then I can say that you perhaps could be doomed from trading right from the start. Just because if you are relying on trading and you have very, very little capital to trade with, you are going to be trading scared. You are going to be trading very cautious. You are not going to be making many rational decisions, just because every dollar that you make, okay, is very, very important to you, and you will not be able to think logically. Or in a scenario where you are trading with very little capital and suddenly you start losing, or you lose a significant amount of your capital, and this impacts you, you will be very, very cautious in your trading. You will, some sense, not be able to think logically. So first thing, you need to have financial stability. So what I would suggest, before you say, oh, trading is going to be my career, trading is going to be my sole source of income, trading is going to be the source of my wealth, before you do that, have some financial stability. Maybe perhaps you have a few months of income coming in, or you have some capital set aside, or you are learning to trade, or you have a full-time income coming in, or you are working a side income job, or you have part-time income coming. Basically, have some type of income source coming, or you have certain amount of capital set aside for you, so that when you are trading, you don't absolutely need to make a profit or need to make income through trading. And I can guarantee you, if you have that financial stability, you'll be able to think very, very rationally, and you will be able to make better trading decisions. The other thing that I would suggest that you have, which we'll talk about a little bit more, is emotional stability. Perhaps, again, you've been fighting with your partner, maybe you have got laid off from your job, maybe you have had some type of injury, whatever circumstances in your life that you are incredibly emotional about, and you dwell into trading. um, I can tell you that you are going to be trading a bit emotionally. So if you are going to be trading emotionally, and because trading is really about you, about here, and you don't have that emotional stability, you won't trade well. Okay? So have some stability, have some financial stability in your life, have some emotional stability. Everything is essentially status quo, or everything is stable, then I can tell you that you have already have an advantage in trading. All right, the last one that I want to talk about before we get into any questions. So again, if you have any questions, please type your questions in the chat box for me below. The last one I cannot emphasize is the mindset, okay? Is for you to achieve a sense of calmness. It's where you're not driven, when you first start trading, you're not driven by your decision to make a lot of money. Your decision in terms of entering into trading and perhaps trading as a career is step by step. It's a gradual process. You're not looking to get rich quick. You are um, looking at trading. Hey, this is an opportunity that I think that I really enjoy. This is a type of career that I think that I can be in for 10, 20, 30 years, for my entire life. I don't need to make a lot of money just right now. I can learn the markets, be able to really understand, get experience, develop expertise, and then start trading. Okay, so the approach is very excuse me, is very different. It's not, oh, I need to make lots of money right now, I need to, okay, or I need, right, that type of mentality is you have urgency. Okay, you have a intense desire that you need to make a lot of money right now, or you're rushing, I gotta, like a lot of people I see, on YouTube, is that, oh, you're not a millionaire by 21, something's wrong with you. That is totally wrong. Okay, I've been 5 years. I do not adhere to this type of thinking. Trading is a profession. It's a career. It's a career for me. I've been doing for a while. I have not been in a scenario where I, just because I don't have lots of just because I have lots of experience, it doesn't mean that I'm guaranteed to have a lot of success. It's always a learning process for me. Now, do I have a lot of experience that I can draw from? Of course. I would know how to, certain scenarios where certain market conditions I would stay out of, just because I don't understand. But the way that I approach the markets is very humble, right? I don't know it. I don't know what's going to happen Monday morning when the markets open, right? I don't know what to expect. I don't know what opportunities to that will appear. I'll let the market tell me, and then I will take my decision, or make a decision based on what the markets are telling me. So I'm not in a rush to make money. I'm not, I let the market tell me what I should do. I have everything prepared, right? I'm not going to, or I'm currently not in an emotional, instability state, right? I have financial stability. So to me, market opens, hey, let's see what opportunities is, right? So the mindset that I have is, I'm not in a rush. Let the market tell me. And if it's not a scenario that I'm comfortable with, I just stay out. Okay. So the sense of the mindset that I have towards the financial markets is, hey, let's see, right? I have certain positions that I have in the markets right now, but I know that if those positions are going against me, I know what I'm going to do. If the opportunity presents itself, then I will take advantage. Okay, so the way to approach and before you start trading is you shouldn't have a fear, right? You shouldn't have greed. You shouldn't have certain expectations. What I will say to you, and I've said this in many of my videos and live streams, is know what you are risking, because know what your bottom line risk is. And if you're comfortable with that risk, you can start trading. Okay. So hopefully today I've given you some ideas to think about, especially for those who have not traded before. Do like work through these things before you start trading, or again, you can work with someone like myself, and then make sure that you build on top of that, and then have the right mindset towards trading. This is going to be a long-term career. I don't care if I need to make a millions today, okay? Because I know that at some point in my trading career I will make that and I will be successful. All right, so if you guys have any questions, please type them in the question box below. And before I answer these questions, so next week I'm going to talk about and share my experiences in terms of time management for traders. So for many different types of traders, I will kind of share with you, well, what's the, do I really need to be in front of the computer all the time while I'm trading? Even if I'm day trading, do I need to be in front of the computer, or what are the time periods that I need to be in front of the computer on? And how should I manage my time? Because I've been in scenarios where I'm like, before the market opens, I'm in front of the computer. If I feel hungry, I'm eating at my computer. If I have to sometimes, go to the restroom, I bring my laptop with me. Again, I've been in those type of scenarios, right? You don't need to do that, right? So I'll share with you how should you manage your time, because especially your day trading, when I was trading like 100, 200 times trades a day, your eyes get exhausted from looking at the screen. So how do you manage your time appropriately? And I will share that in the next week's live sessions. All right, guys. So if you have any questions, please type them in the question box below. So Brian says, hello, Mike. Hello, Brian. Okay. Saban Mirji. Okay. My apologies if I can't pronounce it correctly. How do you manage travel and trading, and how traveling helped you in your journey? Okay, I can tell you that first of all, I love traveling. I love change. I love new environments. I feel stuck in routineness. Okay, I feel stuck sometimes. When I was working in the beginning of my career at a job, I feel stuck. So for me, actually, traveling has actually helped my trading, because first of all, it's a profession that you are able to trade anywhere in the world, so you are mobile. So um, so I love the profession, right? I love traveling, so it makes me happy. If it makes me happy, then my happiness will translate over to trading, right? Because if you're not happy and you're doing a job, that you don't like, how do you expect you to be good at that job, and how do you expect to excel in that job? Okay, so that's first thing. Second thing, in terms of trading or traveling that can help with trading, is depending on the market hours that you are trading. I have some guys that, for example, they're not morning people. Okay, well, in the beginning, I wasn't a morning person either. So I liked, to, like, when I was younger, I would sleep later, wake up later. So when I was traveling in Europe and I was trading the US markets, the US markets would open at 3:30 p.m. in the afternoon in Europe. So that was perfect. Okay, perfect scenario where I can sleep in late, I can get breakfast, or sorry, lunch, and then I have time to prepare for the market open. And then once the market open at 3:30, I'm well prepared in advance. Okay, versus a scenario when I first started, I had to wake up at 5:30. I'm not really comfortable with that in the beginning, and then the market's open at 6:30, so I'm not kind of groggy, right? So, or some people who are night owls, they are able to trade specific markets at night. So perhaps again, trading in a certain time frame helps them. Okay, and the third thing I can say that traveling can help trading is you have different experiences, right, while you're traveling, so you'll be able to have different, change in life, right? So sometimes, things kind of get stagnant, and what you're able to do is certain periods of time you're in front of the computer, and then the rest of the time you're traveling, okay, or you're exploring the new city, versus a scenario where you're stuck in your place, so there's nothing to do, and so you're constantly just trying to trade, and sometimes there's not a good opportunity to trade, and you're not able to stop yourself from trading because you have nothing to do in your life. Okay, so hopefully that will help. I do know that sometimes, especially again, if you don't have the proper setup, I carry two laptops with me and then an LCD screen. Like, it's not the perfect scenario. Like if I have four monitors, four big monitors, that type of thing. But again, you can adjust to it, and you're able to be selective, right? So sometimes when you're traveling, you're not as aggressive, and you got to make sure that you have good Wi-Fi with that. So hopefully that kind of helps you ensure And again, I did a video on traveling and trading, so check on that video. I've given some tips in regards to that. All right, Sam Allen says, question about your videos where a fluke would take 3,000 to a million and other anecdotes. How did you find these cases? So these are a type of trades where the trader found a certain opportunity. He was in the right place at the right time. Okay, that's number one. Number two is he turned a few thousand to a million. So obviously he basically is risking his entire capital, right? Or he's essentially playing with big risk. So he's willing to risk whatever capital that he's had. So that's number two. And number three is that just the mindset is he wants to be aggressive. Okay. Let's just say he got in and okay, maybe he doubled his money, but he's looking for more. Then it tripled. Okay, he's not selling. Quadrupled. 10x, right? Then he sold, right? So it's a scenario where those three things have to all align. And it's not, and it could be a scenario where he tried that and he lost it all. Okay, so right timing, got to be aggressive, and also not taking quick profits. Basically, trying to ride that profit to as much as possible. And I really think that everyone can do that if you follow that, but you can't be passive with that type of thing. Okay, and am I telling you that's easy to do? No, of course not. But I can say that you can try to do that, but you have to be willing to be aggressive, and you have to be willing to risk whatever capital that you have. Okay. And Sam Allen says, and how do I become an institutional trader? Well, if you want to be an institutional trader, you got to be working for a firm, right? You got to be working for a Wall Street firm. You have to be able to have the educational qualifications. You need to be able to start as a trainee and work yourself up. Okay, so it's not a journey that many people can do just because of the educational and experience requirements. But if you do really want to become an institutional trader, meaning that you are trading the firm's money or you're trading big size wise, you need to build your experience by working with a firm. All right, guys, if there are no questions, okay, so make sure, again, next week I will talk about time management for traders. What is the how should you manage your time, whether you're a day trader, swing trader, or positional trader. All right, guys, thank you so much for attending my weekly live streams. I will talk to you guys next week. Have a great